Step one of constructing your plushie is to put the face pieces together, or the head front. This is piece number one for all of the views. So you're going to be sewing the center front seam, so you just need to make sure that it's the correct side that you're going to be sewing together. Make sure you've transferred all your pattern symbols before you take off this tissue paper. So that should be the nose, this is the eye, and then if you're doing view D, you have dots over here. View A has a placement line here. Then you can set your pattern tissue aside. I'm putting my pieces right sides together. I'll make sure my edges are lined up. And then you can use pins, or I like clips to attach the pieces together. And right now we're just sewing this center front side. We're not going to be sewing any of the other sides of the headpiece. Now I'm ready to stitch my center front of the headpiece. For all of the seams on this pattern, just like it says in your guide sheet, you are using a 5/8 inch seam allowance, so just our standard seam allowance. You will back stitch at beginning and end, just like any seam you would sew. Next, I need to press the center front seam of the headpiece. Make sure you put the iron on the correct temperature for whatever type of fabric you're using. I'm using a rayon blend, so that's a manufactured or synthetic fabric. So I have my iron set on synthetics to make sure I don't scorch or melt it. And then a lot of these seams in this project are curved. So I'm going to be using the tailor's ham or seam roll to help me. So I'm choosing the tailor's ham for this one. And then I will put it over the ham, put the fabric over the ham, so then you can have it flat as you press. Then we're pressing all our seams open. That's what the guide sheet says to do. So that if it's open, right now it's closed, that means I'm pressing it away from each other, the two sides of the seam allowance. Don't press it just over, or that gets pretty bulky. So you want it to be pressed open. I'll start by pressing this top part, and then I'll have to adjust it on the tailor's ham to be able to press the rest. It's important to do the tailor's ham for this. If you just try to press it flat on the ironing board, you'll end up with a weird fold in the middle of your seam on the face, and we don't want that. So use the ironing tools available to you. So now I've pressed my seam open. If it doesn't get perfectly flat, that is okay. I just want to make sure those seam allowances are open and away from each other.